Hi everyone. I decided to create this video with an intention to help you navigate transition in the collective field, in the world. We're going through a huge change and a huge challenge at the same time. And from what I know, being a leader of a few communities, consciousness community and women's empowerment community, I know that many women and men too are going through personal challenges in their personal lives that can be connected to transition with their careers, businesses, personal life, relationships, health, all kinds of things come up at this time because energetically we are ready for a big transition. This is how I understand it personally. And as you all know, or maybe somebody is going to find out now, I am Ukrainian and my family is still in Ukraine. I have lots of friends there. This is where I grew up and I lived there up to my mid-30s. So what's going on there is very important for me and I'm affected directly. So I would like to share also something that helps me to stay connected, to stay present, to stay inspired, focused in my heart, not to drop into fear and not to drop out of this situation and feel like helpless and depressed and like desperate. That can happen to many people because when something like this happens, when you feel this evil force is so much bigger than you might feel small, disempowered, helpless, and kind of desperate, and that brings you to depression. So you feel kind of give up, right? Like, okay, I can't do anything. Everything is so bad and gloomy, and there is no light. We don't want to be in that place, and we are actually personally responsible for how we navigate challenging times like this. And our personal responsibility is to keep our spirit elevated, to keep ourselves healthy, and to keep ourselves aware and present at the same time. And this might feel a bit general, right? So I would like to go deeper with these pieces, and there is more that I want to share about it. So awareness, right? We all talk about awareness. This is part of our spiritual journey to become more aware and become more present, right? So we can be living in alignment with our truth of who we are and respond to whatever is going on around us from the place of our truth and from the place of the heart. So being aware doesn't mean to overload your consciousness and your mind with negative news, right? It doesn't mean that you need to know all the details of what's going on in the world and read all the news and compare all the news and overload yourself and your psyche. This is not a solution. So each person decides, of course, how much of the news they can take and how much they want to know of daily reports, right? Daily updates. And each person decides how much you can handle. So it's your responsibility to find that thin line where, you want to stay updated, you want to know, yet you want to keep your internal balance and keep your emotional health elevated, right? So you don't drop down into fear and all these negative emotions, right? Yes, the first response can bring up all these emotions, but we don't want to be dragged down and stay there, right? So this is what I mean by awareness. Each person chooses how much they hear about what's going on in the world every day, and you might have different areas of expertise and maybe focus on information where you feel more empowered and helpful. so you can contribute the way you decide to. And at the same time, isolate yourself from this overwhelm of negative news, because it's really, really heavy energetically as well. Now, the collective challenge can be translated into personal. There can be personal reaction to what's going on in the world. Like for me, it's really hard not to have that personal reaction, right? It's very, very personal. It's very intimate. For some people, it's less, right? And we're all affected in a certain way, right? Especially like women are so empathetic. I receive so much love, so much support, so many prayers from many, many people. I'm so grateful for that. And it means we're all connected and we're holding this challenge together. So it's also about not blocking yourself. Like we have these defense mechanisms. This is another level of awareness, right? Being aware of your defense mechanisms and how you respond to overwhelm of negativity or something that makes you feel helpless, or you can't do anything, something that can drag you down. So another extreme is completely to block it and pretend it's not happening. It's like being in denial or being delusional, or it's like it's not about me, or I can't do anything, so I'm not gonna even think about it at all. It's like, so that is also kind of irresponsible position, because you're meant to participate on certain level. So it's up to you. It's your responsibility to figure out how to participate, right? But you need to continue doing your inner work while holding this spiritual tension and holding this emotional field, of collective and personal challenges together, and not to check out. So that is very, very important, because originally, as our animalistic selves, we have this ancient defense mechanisms like fight, flight, or freeze, right? Somebody wants to go and fight, somebody's like want to run away, they check out, that flight. Or freeze is just like feeling numb and like non-responsive. So understanding also what is your tendency with these defense mechanisms that our nervous system actually provides for us, and also knowing how to work through that. As I said, each person has their own balance. With awareness, it's like I'm aware what's going on. I'm aware what's going on with me, how I respond to all of this information. I'm aware how the collective challenge is corresponding with my personal challenges in my personal life. This is also a huge question to explore. Like, how does this conflict in the world, how does this crisis in the world corresponds with your personal life, like your work, your career, maybe your financial security, your relationships with your partner. Especially this is huge, because it's everything is going on that's connected to a relationship between feminine and masculine. Everything. I can take you on a journey and show you how much it means, how it is connected. So you can see what kind of relationship challenges come up and how it's the same energies, right? So there can be huge amount of energy in the collective. It can be small amount of energy in your personal, but it belongs to the same field, right? It's the same material. So being able to recognize things energetically, that is a huge powerful level of awareness, powerful spiritual work that you can do, and learn how to shift it from the old programming, the way we were trained to do, follow the old programming of the old system that's been here for thousands of years, and using your consciousness, the work you have done already, your awareness, your truth, right? To shift that in a way that is in alignment with your higher self, with your inner truth, with who you are, with your spirituality, with your new belief system, right? Empowered belief system, empowered feminine, empowered masculine. So that's the work that we need to do today, every day, And it's the balance between, you know, surrender and intention. Like, yes, we surrender in terms of like we have to let go of control and not to worry about something that we can't directly change. At the same time, we have to be aware that our focus and our emotional and spiritual energy also contributes to the collective field. So when we hold the situation in the world, in the collective, you know, maybe there are some community challenges that you have in the wherever you live, we have to keep that tension, right? Our awareness, presence, not check out, not pretend nothing has happened, and at the same time let go of excessive control when we feel helpless and it's just like all these emotions come up, right? And we can't do anything and we get angry and we waste our energetic resources. So we can't allow ourselves to waste energetic resources these days. So the useless anger or continuing ongoing anger or fear or frustration or desperation is not going to serve us. It's not going to serve the collective. Actually, this is how we feed the old toxic system, by constantly producing these emotions, right? Constantly being out of line. No, we keep ourselves elevated, centered in the heart, focusing on courage. Courage is both, it's heart love and also it's freedom, what we stand for, the truth. So it's very powerful word and it's very powerful state of being, right? So it requires certain level of spiritual tension, spiritual work, and it requires certain level of presence. So you don't like get distracted. It's like, it doesn't mean that you don't need to rest and take care of yourself, but it's both, right? And intention, like surrender and intention. Surrender is a feminine, intention is masculine. Intention is also includes our vision, our intention for the future, right? So we need to hold both, and we need to be aware of how we use our resources, our emotional resources, our energetic resources, spiritual resources, right? So we're not here to waste ourselves, right? So this is very, very important, and I'll continue to show up and share more, because there is the whole dimension of work that is available. There is the whole dimension of spiritual and energetic understanding of what's going on the planet, the spiritual and energetic understanding of how personal connects to collective, right? How it's us in our personal relationship who can replay the old toxic patterns or transform everything and start relating and acting and feeling and thinking in a new way, more empowered way, more connective way, more conscious way, like something that we want to co-create together. It's a network. It's a network of consciousness. So you are a participant of this network, right? So that is very, very empowering. You're a participant of this new network of consciousness that is changing the whole planet right now. So you have to stand strong with what you believe, what you feel, who you are, your truth. You can't drop your states, your emotional and spiritual states, right? You have to be focused and present this way. All right. Have a great day, and I see you next time.